Hey YouTube, thanks for clicking on this video. Today we are going to be taking a look at my Robinhood portfolio. It's just an update of what I've kind of done this past week and how it's performed with the market. There's been some pretty big hits with some of the stocks that I've owned, and those are most of the ones that I've purchased more stocks of. However, I did not buy a ton just because of kind of the next couple of weeks. I think it could be a little bit worse, as well as there's a lot of things going on with this big $3 trillion bill that got passed for the Senate to look over, if I'm not mistaken. And again, so nothing's finalized. It's still going to take a while, but at least that's a big step, and that will also influence the market. So that's just kind of some factors that I have to kind of think about when making my next couple of buys for the next couple of weeks as far as stocks go, to kind of determine on if I should be purchasing them now, later, kind of what's going on as far as a mindset to be in. And if you guys are interested in investing, I use Robinhood as pretty much my main portfolio, or for my main portfolio. It is a super easy application to use. Literally, you sign up. It is completely free to buy, sell, and sign up. They do not charge you ever. The only thing that you ever have to, if you wanted to, is optional to join, is like their gold program, which gives you some more information, but it is not needed. I do not use it, so therefore it is completely free to buy and sell stocks. You can do option trading, and you also can buy partial shares. So even if you want to own Amazon, you literally can own, 0.25%, so 25% of a Amazon stock, which, because right now I think they're a little over $2,000. So I mean, that is an option there for you. You can actually own partial stocks, which is amazing. It's something that I would definitely look into. There'll be a link down below. You get a free stock when you sign up, as well as I do if you use the link down below. Okay, so without getting any more into it, I'm just gonna put my phone up right here so I can kind of show you my portfolio, as well as the stocks that I purchased this week. During when the market was open, it was $59, and then below the red number is the after hours market. It's showing $23 that it went down. So overall, not a great Friday. It's just okay. But as far as the week goes, when I look over this, I've lost 4.26% of my portfolio evaluation. It went down $610. At this point, this is kind of normal for me, to be honest with you. A lot of times during the week, I'll see just like in the whole week, 10%, 12%. So it's really easy to see a fluctuation about anywhere, I would say, between $500 and about $1,300, $1,400 for it to go up or down. So this is really not a huge concern for me, and I figured, and I've talked about this in my past videos, I think the market is going to go down definitely a little bit more because it went up really quickly, and a lot of my stocks actually have performed very well overall. That's just one thing that I kind of knew was going to happen. I'm not even worried about it, and I do expect it for it even to go down a little bit lower. So I'm not worried, is pretty much what I'm saying. As far as the month goes, is that I'm up 13.55%, up $1,637. 3 months, I'm down 8.24%, $1,233. The year, I'm still up 32% at $3,336. And my overall performance on this portfolio is 33.92% of $3,477. So that's just the overview, is how it's been doing it, kind of play by play, the day, the week, the month, 3 months, a year, and overall. Just kind of give you an idea of how it's performed. So listen, it's not always going to be green. Never expect for that to happen, especially right now. And that kind of will help you be in a better mindset if you do lose money. So that's why I like to kind of show the overview of how it's been performing overall, and I'm pretty excited to see in the next couple of months how it'll do. Or probably maybe closer to a year until things get a little bit back to normal there. But that right there is the overview, and now we're gonna look at the stocks that I have actually decided to purchase just because of everything that's going on. So the first stock that I'm gonna be talking about is Spirit Airlines. This one I've talked about several times in my videos, and I know it's a little bit played out. This was probably me the last time, or pretty much close to the last time that I plan on purchasing some of these stocks. I finally own 100 shares, as you can see here, which for me is actually a really big deal. You can buy penny stocks, you can buy 100 of those cheap, 1,000. But to own something, I feel like Spirit Airlines, that used to be, almost $50, or 40, let me see, 40, let's see here, it is showing about $30-ish, almost $40 per stock. It is a great price, but there is always a chance, especially with right now, for them to go bankrupt. So it is an extreme risk. In no way am I trying to say this is like the smartest thing ever to do. I do notice that they could go bankrupt at any time, especially with what's going on and them being a smaller company. But I do believe in them, and overall the risk to reward. You know what I mean? I put about $1,000 into the stock. I put a little over 1,000, about 1,080 is what it's showing there. And as far as the potential, it is going to take, I do know it's going to take several years for it to get back to where it possibly was at about a couple months ago. I know it's going to take time, so anytime with investing, I'm overall a long-term investor, so I plan on buying these for 5 to 10 years. Maybe not necessarily this airlines. I'm pretty much buying all the airlines and cruise ships until they get back to close to where they were at, and then that's when I probably will plan on selling them. I do not see almost any of them at this very moment a long-term hold. So with all the airlines I own and all of the cruise ship stocks that I own, I do plan on selling when they get pretty much close to where they were at, just to get that profit, and then I'll reinvest those in companies that I can see holding for 5, 10, 15 years down the line. So this is kind of a shorter game plan to fund a longer game plan, if that makes sense. So I did buy 20 more shares. Let me see here. So I bought on the 13th, I bought 10 shares at $8.12. You see that towards the bottom there. And then I bought some the next day because they went down even more, another 10 shares at $7.58. And now overall with my average there is $10.81. So I am still down close to almost $3 per share, which is a little rough, but in the long term, I am not worried. I should have waited. It's a little hard to kind of sit on the sidelines because it got up all the way up to like 16 bucks again, if I'm not mistaken, 15. Let me see if I can let you know. In the past month, it got up to $15, almost $16, and then went right back down. Now, again, a little bit of FOMO involved, but overall, and I say that a lot, I'm not really too worried about it based on where it could go. So now I want to talk about the next stock that I invested in. And this one is going to be Norwegian Cruise Line. Again, one that I've spoken about a lot. I now also own 100 shares of Norwegian Cruise Line. The one reason why I did invest more, not only because I pretty much invested so much already, and they did go down again, but also because they secured pretty much enough money to last about 18 months, and that should be more than enough to get them out of this whole situation, pandemic that we are in. So that is one reason why I kind of put more into them, as well as I know that they were really, they are a smaller cruise line compared to a lot of like Carnival and in fact the other one. However, based on their ships and what they've done and where they were going, I liked what they were doing, and I do believe when this gets better that they will actually they won't be in a better position, but I think that they are really on top of their stuff, have a good game plan, and it is worth, again, the risk. They could definitely go bankrupt. We don't know, because a lot of cruise ships are saying that they're not going to be at full capacity for several years, and there's going to be all these new guidelines now about how far everyone has to stay away from each other. But I do believe in them fully. I bought another 20 shares again on the 13th and then on the 14th. I'll show you that here. So on the 13th, I bought 10 shares at $10.27. And on the 14th, I bought, oh, this was a contract to sell, okay. And then this one, contract, that's an option trading thing. This one, then I bought another 10 shares at $9.62. So my average right now is pretty much very close to where it's at, $11.05. I'm losing a little bit, and again, where they were at was about $50 per share. It's going to take several years to get back to where they were. I know that, but I do believe in holding them for this, I guess, short term for me is like 2 years, and then reinvesting that money a little bit later into some other companies, depending on how it goes from there. Unless they, for some reason, even surprise me more with how well they do, then possibly I would keep them. But as of right now, again, these two companies are smaller companies that I plan on just holding until they get back to normal. But that right there is my update of the week. That's where my portfolio is at. That is the stocks that I've purchased. And I didn't buy too many this week with everything going on. There's a huge bill on that plan that's in review that we should know something by the end of, I would say, or May, probably sometime in June, about passing it and all that type of stuff, and we'll get it with more stimulus checks. But that's why I'm kind of waiting to see what's kind of going on, which way that they're going. But we will see. We should probably most likely see a spike once that's approved, but then you gotta kind of be cautious about that. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If there's any comments, please leave them down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I try to post a video at least once a week, kind of giving an update or talking about stocks I'm buying or looking at purchasing. And if you just want to invest, Robinhood is an amazing app. That's what I was using right there. Link down below to get a free stock when you sign up using the link below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.